Hello and welcome back to another video. This is a bit different today. We have been invited by Truckjunkie to Ciney truck show. I've always wanted to go to Ciney, so I'm really excited for this trip. Got your passport?
Yeah.
Have you been for a wee?
Yeah.
We head over to Heathrow Airport in the car where we catch a flight to Belgium, but not before a cheeky breakfast in the airport. I'm not a massive fan of flying, so I'm glad this is only a 45-minute flight. When we get to Brussels, we pick up the hire car, which Truckjunkie kindly got us, and we do a bit of sightseeing. And we soaked up the atmosphere in the Grand Place with a few drinks. As much as this was really nice, I was just so excited to see the trucks, I couldn't wait.
We are now sat outside the Ciney truck show. It is Friday and we're waiting for all the trucks to come in. Ryan did get a little bit tired though. We know that the British lads are coming in a minute, so we're going to head down and watch them all come down.
First one's in, a little bit ahead of the rest of them. It's Paul from Philip Judge. And then following on behind is Henry Merrick, both of which had loaded at Joskin. Then about an hour later, the rest of them turn up.
What do you mean, narrow?
And leading the convoy is Will Pringle and Roscoe Howie in their new truck, and they're definitely making an entrance. Next we have John Parker's 142, pulling a live-in trailer. This one has been driven over from the UK by Bibbs, who works for Edward Bond, and he is the one that showed us under his lorry at Devon Truck Show and how clean it was. Next we have Fred Parker with his wagon and drag horse box that we had a look at Devon Truck Show. Nice little beat from Fred there. Next in is Paul Cecil, and he won with his staff at Devon Truck Show. What I like about this one is he's just out there proving that you do not need a Scania to win at truck shows. If you put the time and effort into any truck, it can look as awesome as this one. Next in we have a couple of Norwegian trucks, and this stunning black one is actually driven by a lady. Then we have a lovely looking bullnose, but I'm unsure of who actually drives this one. Next we have two big stars of the truck show scene in one truck. This truck is the famous Mexicano by Coles Customs, and it's driven by Dan Coles, with bestie Ryan Gorrett from D&F Supercranes riding shotgun. What an absolute stunning piece of artwork. Then we have Glyn Chambers in his BM transport truck, and I would say he's had the luck of the Irish with this beautiful 770, but he's worked incredibly hard to get it and keep it looking tip-top. He's followed in by another one of BM's 770s. Next in, we have Mr. Edward Bond in his classy Volvo. A lot of people come and go from the truck show scene because it's incredibly hard work to keep this standard up. But Bondy is one of those that has stood the test of time with truck shows, and there is no signs of him giving up. Then we have Daz Trans, which is an international company from Kent. Then we have Josh Herbert showing off his stacks. And behind him is probably one of the nicest cattle boxes I've ever seen. The standard of these trucks coming in is absolutely insane. Sometimes you could go a whole week without seeing a truck of this calibre, yet every single truck that's going past is absolutely unreal. In general, although these guys have got a decent following on social media, they aren't the big stars of the social media platforms. The reason for that is that these guys are so busy putting their hard work into these trucks that they don't have time to put into social media. Not only do these trucks need to make the money to warrant having a truck that is double the price of any normal truck, they also need to spend many hours cleaning, polishing and maintaining the trucks to keep them looking tip-top.
Our way to the show now. We won't be very long. We had a hotel just down the road. I'm very excited. There it is in there. Let's see who we can see. Oh, there's Dan Coles.
I made myself a skirt out of Danish plush that I bought from Truckjunkie, and I thought this was the perfect day to wear it. There is already a really big queue, but luckily I have VIP access with Truckjunkie. When we get inside, the queue for the Truckjunkie store is just as big as the queue to get into the show. It seems like everyone here is just as crazy for Truckjunkie and the Ciney merch as what I am. And this is Truckjunkie's new show truck, which debuted at this show. I've never worked with many brands because I don't believe in promoting anything unless I would actually buy it myself. But over the last 6 years, I've built a relationship with Truckjunkie because of the amount of stuff that I buy from them. I first discovered their website when I was styling my old 13 plate, where I took the truck from this to this. I was posting about it on my Instagram and people were asking where I got the stuff from. In my replies to people's comments, I was sending people to the Truckjunkie page. And this got noticed by Truckjunkie, who was very thankful to me. I loved what he was doing. Every time I went on the website, I felt like a kid in a sweet shop. And I just love how he presents his business. He, in turn, loved what I was doing with my trucks and really respected what I was doing. What I love about my relationship with Truckjunkie is it's built slowly over many years as just a mutual respect between each other and has turned into a friendship, which is why I was invited to Ciney for the weekend, courtesy and thanks to Juiced at Truckjunkie. I will link the website in the description so you can go and have a look yourself how good Truckjunkie is. And then Truckjunkie sent me on a bit of a mission.
I've got some air fresheners, stickers and pin badges that I'm going to be giving away around the show. You can only get these stickers and badges at Ciney Truck Show.
As I'm walking around the show, I meet this character, which I'm really glad that I met. He wants to show us his truck, and oh my goodness, I was not expecting this. This is absolutely amazing, and I lost count of the number of speakers that is in this truck. They are literally everywhere. He tells us all about the numerous controls that he has inside of the truck, and he showed us a photo of his sunroof that smashed last year because his music was too loud, and now he has to have a plastic sunroof. And then it's back to having a walk around. I come across the lovely Glyn Chambers, and he lets me have a look inside his truck, which has just about everything that you could ever need inside a truck. Such a beautiful living space. I have a few photos taken and people seem to be really impressed with my skirt. I give out some more merch and some people are giving me their merch back in return. I met Fred Parker's wife for the first time, and what a lovely lady. And of course I had to go and visit Bondi. Then I hear a big Scottish voice saying Gemma, and it's Roscoe Howie. I first met Roscoe about 6 years ago when I was looking for a place to park up in Scotland. A mate put me in touch with him. I spoke to him on the phone and he said, pull into a lay-by and I'm going to come past you in a minute, I'll flash you out. This is what flashed me out, and I could not believe my eyes. And there's me trying to pull out of a lay-by in a 440 fully loaded, still in shock. We hear some of them have been having a jacuzzi in the eel tanks, so we go and have a look.
State of that carpet.
This truck here carries live eels.
What have you done to your face?
Then Ryan shows us how he got his face so dirty. The chap that drives this one for Philip Judge isn't much of a social media person, but he runs a charity truck show near Carlisle, and I will let you know when the date is once it has been confirmed.
He ain't there, is he?
Trucker Tim doesn't seem to be around as we go past his truck.
Some stickers for Trucker Tim.
We keep walking round and I'm getting lots and lots of questions about my skirt. Then what happened was, as we walked past the Steve Wills Jeffro truck, Trucker Tim phones me and says, "We're at the bar, come and do some content."
Ah! Look who we found. Alright, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Are we on content?
We are.
Gemma Warren.
Hello.
Have you come out for the weekend?
Yes, yeah. I've been invited by Mr. Truckjunkie.
You've been invited?
Yes.
Oh, this is Mr. Truckjunkie. We like the skirt as well. Is that
That's plush. It's not plush, yeah. I thought you was tired.
yeah, Nipper told me it was tartan. Make sure you subscribe to Gemma Warren's channel. I'll put a link in the description.
Our video.
Our video.
They're YouTuber. They're YouTuber.
So you might not know who Trucker Tim is, but he has got a YouTube channel, so please subscribe. My better half, Ryan.
Ryan.
Nice to meet you, Ryan.
Oh, that's so cool. Made that for you.
I think so. I've been looking after him.
Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, I bet it's so nice for you. Just relax and have a look round.
Yeah. Do you have a favourite?
Deep red, all the red glittery.
That is the YouTuber taste.
I let them know about the Music Man as I was pretty sure it would be right up their street. I'm so glad that I've finally met Trucker Tim. You never know what social media people are going to be like in real life, and sometimes the people that you like aren't that nice in real life, and vice versa. But I can confirm that Trucker Tim is absolutely lovely. Shooting to fame so quickly in the last 2 years, he clearly has something that a lot of us don't have. Despite that, he is still really humble. And I think the nicest thing about him was that he was really encouraging about my channel. It was like he really wanted me to succeed. I really hope that our paths cross again in the future. As I was walking around this beauty of a truck, the driver came up and introduced himself, and it turns out I know his fiancée. It's such a shame she couldn't make it to the show, as she is one of the sweetest, cutest girls I've ever met in my life. Truckjunkies still have a massive queue, and it's nearly 7 p.m. They've bought 3 times as much stock this year, and they've nearly sold out. Once they get packed away, we head back to the hotel for dinner, minus one of the staff who heads back to Holland for more stock. On the Sunday morning, the queue for Truckjunkie was once again huge. I met Ruby, who I've been following on Instagram for years. The Sunday was really chilled out, and I got to go and have a good look at all the trucks around Ciney. One of the guys that had dinner with us last night owns this truck, and he showed us a photo of what it looked like before he restored it, and it is unbelievable. It was then time for the presentations, and they do things slightly different than us in the UK. It's not just done on cleanliness, it's done on the general presentation and look of the truck. I couldn't really understand what the trophies were for, but the music man was in front of us and he got a trophy for his truck.
This is Admiral's truck, and she has won a trophy at Ciney. Are you really happy? Were you expecting it? Very happy. Oh, good. Well done. Thank you.
We then realised that time was getting on and we had to make a dash for the airport. The trucks had already started to leave, and we would have liked to have stayed and watched all the trucks leave the truck show. If only the plane could have just waited for us. We were hoping that we weren't going to get too stuck behind the trucks trying to leave, and luckily it wasn't too bad. I knew a lot of people stand outside and watch the trucks come out, but I was not expecting this amount of people. I thought for a second I was at Carnival. There was a bit of stopping and showboating for spectators, but it wasn't too bad, and I think we were quite lucky to get out when we did. Sadly, that is the end of my time at Ciney Truck Show. It's definitely a show that I want to come back to. Thank you to Truckjunkie for everything that they've done throughout this weekend, and thank you to everybody that I've met, old and new. And as always, thank you for watching.